able to use all this forest. You know, we got all this forest all around us here. We're able to transform it by more or less chipping it into little pieces into soil. So the wood chips, then we go into the forest and we go chop down some trees, and we get our firewood and we get our building materials. And then we chip the brush, and then that goes into our animal bedding and into our garden and our paths and so forth. And then it biodegrades. And then that becomes the soil that we grow our vegetables and feed ourselves with. And that's how we get this cycle going on. Because all around us, otherwise this forest, you can't eat these trees. You know, you can't put these on your plate and eat them. But if you chip them down and then compost them, then you can grow tomatoes. And so that's the cycle we're working with here.
The oxen are an essential part of this cycle. We work cooperatively with Henri and August to do the heavy lifting at the farm. Their equipment consists of the wooden yoke and the wooden bows. The bows connect the oxen to the yoke, which is then connected to our draft equipment, such as chains or a cart. The cycle begins when we cut down a tree.
Back, August. Ah, Henri. Back, August. Ah, Henri. Ah, Henri. Ah. Ooh. Y'all paying attention? Come on, boys.
Beth collaborates with the oxen by giving directions verbally and with the small stick called a goad. They move like a dual track machine. To turn left, we signal Henri with a ha. To turn right, August responds to G.
Okay, so we've got two sets of chains here, right? This first one with just the C-hook, that's what's going to be around our log, around our pile of brush. Once we get up there and wrap it around, relax, boys. Obviously, it's important we get the chain through here like this. We don't want to be trying to get the end of the C-hook through the actual loop of the chain. It's going to get stuck. Important thing to think about is just where the hole in the C-hook is. You want to make sure the chain's not going to slip out, so keep it in the opposite direction. And the whole thing is latched to the opposite direction that we're going, the opposite side of the log. as you pull it, it'll roll. That makes it easier for them. So that's the first chain. Second chain, once I back them into position, I'll get them going. I'll say, whoa, relax. It'll be clear that they're set. At that point, you're going to walk between them. You got this chain, it's got a hook on either end. You take one of these hooks, and you've got a loop at the center of their yoke here. So we're going to loop that through there in the same fashion. Yep, you got it. Great. Yeah, making sure that the actual point of the hook isn't in the chain. And you want to make sure you do that first. If somehow we got hooked up to the log first, and they take off, there's potential that you're going to get caught in your foot, wrapped by the chain. Bad stuff can happen. So you want to hook them up first, walk back out. The last thing I'll do is hook this chain to the chain that's at the log. And you want to avoid being so close that the log is potentially hitting the back of their legs, but as close as you safely can be so that it assists them. So if you're, more slack there is, the more difficult it is for them to pull. Alright, so as we're putting it through here, you just want to make sure that the loop is going, into the sea, and it's going to lock that way. If the chain is actually trying to get through this, the point of the sea, we're going to get it stuck, and that's not fun on either end. And same thing for this smaller chain. Right, we don't want it going through the actual loop of the chain at all. So it slides freely once it's in there, is the idea, and it can tighten around brush or whatnot as we need it to. Alright, let's give it a try.
Oxen are the traditional draft animals of New England agriculture. Until tractors became popular following World War II, these working animals plowed and pulled the rocks to the stone walls in the region. In our forestry program, wood over 3 to 4 inches in diameter is used for building materials and firewood. The strong and agile oxen pull the brush to the chipper so that it can be shredded for easier decomposition.
Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Come on. Good boy.
Oxen are different than bulls because they have been trained and castrated. Castration decreases their competitive and violent tendencies, making them more docile and agreeable. The oxen at DAcres are castrated Jersey cousins from Vermont. They eat 2 bales of hay per day, which then is digested into biologically and nutrient-rich manure. The manure is then composted with the wood chip bedding to create a rich fertilizer essential to growing healthy plants.
Come on, boys. Come on. Hi, Henry. Come on, boys. You got it. Come on, let's go. Come on, step up. Hi, Henry. Hi, Henry. Hi, Henry. Hi, Henry.
Whoa!
Hi, Henry.
What jokers. That's pretty amusing, huh?